What's up, YouTube? Or I should say, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It is Friday. We're here. We're alive. We made it so far. Another chill day. Just working, counting stuff, prepping stuff. The usual. You know what it is. Yeah. So luckily, since it was inventory, how inventory works here in an RV factory, everything has to get cleared out and then counted for. So all of your prep parts for the following day are all gone, right? So what I did, luckily I was allowed to prep my parts for Monday. That way when Monday comes around, I'm not part of the chaos of trying to get everything back into place. So I'm happy about that because, man, I do not want to be part of the rush. It's the worst thing ever. Everyone's trying to cut their parts, everyone's trying to figure it out. And I get they're all trying to figure it out. It's just you're part of the mess and you can't help out. You can't help it, you know. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, we're off now. I think I already said it's 11:18, so not a bad time. Lots of free time. Funny thing is though, people will be getting out at this time, you know, normally too, doing full units, which is crazy to think about. But man, yeah, looks like everybody's doing units or inventory as well because everybody's working. There's not that many cars out here in the field. So the thing about working over here is that all the businesses here are all revolve around RVs. So when RVs slow down, slowly the rest of everybody else slows down too. So it's a pickle. But yeah, I mean, we're not there yet. I guess not as a whole, so I'm bad about that. But man, I can't imagine having to deal with all that. I mean, I think that's how it all works. You know, RVs go down. Those are the major ticket sellers, and then everything else is going down too because the business ain't going good with RVs. RVs are gonna buy more parts for parts like chassis, cabinetry. There's a bunch of cabinet shops around here that are up. Main suppliers or main buyers are RVs because guess what? They need cabinets, they need wood, they need whatever it would be, whatever material needs to be bought. It's mainly RVs because RVs they go through a whole bunch. So pretty crazy. But yeah, guys, tomorrow I'm going to the zoo, so that'll be fun. A little break for once from working 7 days a week. I guess my day off is tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Yeah, I mentioned in the last video that before it felt like before I never worked, like before this year I never really worked. Well, this last couple years I haven't worked 7 days a week or in a mindset like that. So working at it now kind of changed the way I think of it because I used to look forward to the weekend, but now not so much because I'm like, well, I'm still working, so it's like, no matter what, I'm still working. So my free time is my free time, and I gotta use it as best as I can. And it's not that I need to do this, it's just that I want to do it, and I choose to. And gaining that freedom, having that extra money, having that choice, gives me a cushion to not feel like it's a rush, because when it's a rush, it feels like everything is meant to be, so I have to do it, as opposed to me choosing to do it and not to do it. So yeah, but you gotta keep grinding, dude. I mean, like I could relax, but I wouldn't be anywhere near as I am right now. I definitely wouldn't have my own place, my own family. I wouldn't have support my own family. Last thing I want to do is have to ask for money, because I hate asking for money. I haven't asked for money in a long time, but oh, yeah, that's not where I want to be. That's like the last place I want to be. So, yes. We're here, we're going to thrive, we're alive, we're going to make as much as we can out of it. But, not many people are so lucky like I am too. I'm lucky that I got a job right away when I got fired last year. I'm lucky that I haven't got fired yet. Just for any reason. I mean, I'm lucky that I'm still alive. It's crazy to think about, but sometimes I get humbled, and I'm like, well, yeah, I guess I'm not meant to be here like everybody else. Like, yes, we're here, but it's not like we were supposed to be here. Like, I used to believe in destiny because I want to believe in destiny, but when I think about the sad stuff, I'm like, that wasn't destined to happen. That doesn't make sense, because like some stuff that I read online through Reddit and all those kind of stuff, it's like these young people weren't meant to be hurt. There was no reason why, like the main thing is karma, right? It's like you say, like, oh, well, if I do something good for you, something good for me is gonna happen as well. But that kind of defeats the whole purpose. It brings me back to The Good Place. The Good Place is a show about these people going to heaven, and then, well, I'm not gonna say too much, but essentially it kind of breaks down the whole religion aspect of it, where it's like, well, the whole point of being good is kind of, I don't know, two-faced, because you should be good no matter what, but you're only good because if you're good, you'll benefit from it later. Like, you're not doing it out of selflessness. You're doing it in a way you're paying it for later. It's like you're throwing in money, and you're not gonna get it for a long time, but you're still throwing in that money, and you want, but eventually you're gonna get it back. So it's like you're being nice, you're doing all these nice things for the sake of religion, and I'm not saying this is for everybody. This is not for everybody. I'm not saying this is how religion is viewed in its entirety. I'm just saying the idea that, for me, kind of like has the biggest plot hole, I would say, is just the idea that, like, knowing that you have to be good gets into heaven kind of defeats the purpose of being a good person for the sake of being a good person, because it's like, okay, well, you're being good. Are you being good because you are naturally a good person, or are you being good and doing these selfless things because it'll look good for you later? Like, it'll look good for you when you go to heaven or get judged. So, I don't know. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying about destiny. It's like, yeah, the biggest thing I always hear, the biggest example I always hear of destiny or things meant to be were through karma or something bad happening to you. Well, it was meant to happen because something better is going to open, right? The door closes for you, another one to open. And I want to agree with that because it sounds great. Like, oh, I got fired. It was meant to be. But it's like, in the whole universe, because we're one planet, there's more sand and there's more planets than there are grains of sand on the beach. And I think that's correct. I'm not sure. But if that's correct, it's like we're so insignificant. Now, hold on. Stay with me. I'm not. What I'm gonna say sounds kind of off, but it go all the way with me, and you'll understand what I'm saying. We're so insignificant that something's so insignificant, and then within its own insignificance, that person being me would be part of this whole plot that would happen to be me losing my job through this whole crazy idea of, like, destiny. It just seems kind of crazy. But me saying this is me saying this to the internet. I'm not willing to say this to anybody in person, because if you want to believe that there's a flying monster in the sky, then why not? Flying spaghetti monster, why not? I mean, if it's for the benefit of humanity that you are going to be a good person because of this, why not? Of course, if you are throwing negativity out and being a negative person, then obviously that's not cool. But essentially what I'm saying is, like, even though we have this idea that things are good for good people and bad for bad people, I don't think it's necessarily like that. I want to say there's something out there that's maybe has some power to it, but I don't know about something as close as what people dictate it to be. So I guess you gotta create your own luck, and we'll find out at the end of the road, right? But again, I'm not gonna be somebody that's gonna, like, point it out to somebody else or try to break their logic down, because it helps people cope. I mean, it helps people rationalize things, and that's fine, because naturally humans want to be good people. Most of them do, at least. Naturally, people want to be good to each other. People want to express their feelings and be like, okay, if people had the right resources to help somebody out, they would. If I had the right resources to give somebody money to save them from debt, from anything, then I would. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there, because you have to be, in a way, a little bit greedy to deserve what you want, that you want to earn, because first and foremost, have to believe you should earn, right? Like, you should earn this. This is yours, whatever it would be. And once you're in this position, okay, then you can step forward and give some of it forward. But this is all in a situation that you're lucky enough to be in a position of great abundance of wealth or resources, right? But not to get off too off topic, yes, I believe most people, like 90% of people, are here to help out. So if they can help you out in a way that wouldn't hurt them too much, or not hurt them at all, but necessarily take too much of their time, they would, because why not? So, it's like big raccoons. But look here, if there's anything I want to take away from this video, is that we should be good just for ourselves, for the sake of humanity, because as far as I can tell, it's just us. And I think we'll be fine if we can get along, if we can figure things out through debate. There's never a net positive when it comes to war. There's never a net positive through violence. I mean, there really isn't. Why you tell me, yes, it stops the bully, but through all the death, of course, if a force doesn't want to stop, the only way to stop it is through matching its energy. But it's like, it doesn't have to be that way. You're not born with enemies. That's just people wanting to hate because of who you are. I mean, I don't think it should be like that, but part of me also wants to say, peace isn't free. And it isn't, in terms of financing, because you gotta pay for laws and stuff like that. Unfortunately, we're such a big pool of people that outliers are real, and those people can do a lot of harm. So we gotta keep them in check somehow. Alright guys, I'm gonna let you guys go because it gets louder when I start going faster on this road. So peace out guys, have a good one.